Y'all, somebody is trying to say you switched up. Somebody is trying to say that you switched up on them. First, you were cool, you were, open hearted, you were this empath, and now this same person is calling you arrogant. This person is losing sleep about how you're responding. They feel you're responding rather, and this person really feels like you owe them an apology for something. They feel like you need to say something to them about what's going on. They feel like you need to explain yourself for whatever is going on, because you have switched up. Y'all, we had two cards fall out. You have switched up. I told you, this person is losing sleep. This person is losing sleep over this. This feeling, this belief that you did something wrong to them. That you were wrong. This person feels like you stood an emperor energy on them. Okay, you came through an emperor energy. I love me a cat, y'all. Y'all see this little cat on here? They feel like, maybe I'll put this one, I'm gonna see if I can find this one and put it in the, if anybody want to buy this one. I love this little kitty deck, y'all. This person feels like you switched up. This person feels like you got an emperor energy on them. This person feels like, if there's any, whatever knowledge you have, if you have book smarts, this person feels like you slung your book smarts in their face. This person feels like you have a lot that you can do. You have a lot you know how to do, or you have a lot you know how to talk about. And all of a sudden you got on your high horse and started throwing this energy at them. All of a sudden you was treating them like they don't know nothing, or all of a sudden you felt like you was too good. Maybe you just came into some type of luck and you got too good for them. So this person, they feel like, they think you're giving them the silent treatment. I don't believe you're giving this person the silent treatment. I believe you have a life and you're living it, but somebody feels like they're receiving the silent treatment from you, and that your heart has grown frozen. This person is really accusing you of being in an arrogance. They feel like you are being haughty-taughty, that you think you're too cool now, that you think you're on another level. They really have that mindset about you is coming from somewhere that you simply feel like you're above them and beyond them at this point. And I don't think any of that's true. I think you're being yourself. I think that somebody has learned to detach and live with self-respect, but somebody has taken your approach of self-respect personally. And I say that because there's so much winter energy here. There's so much somebody that can survive in the cold, somebody that knows how to make it and survive no matter the circumstances, no matter what they have going on. So somebody that is mentally and intellectually strong, somebody that may be in Sigma, female energy, alpha female energy, somebody that is got a lot of wolf energy, you know how to get out there and get down and make it happen. They don't understand that. They don't understand somebody that knows how to move like that. And the reason for this is that this person's in a lot of narcissistic energy. So they want to know, they feel that they should be more centered in your life. They should be more of what's going on. This person is very angry at you because they feel you're doing something to them. You're not doing anything to this person. You just decentered this person and centered yourself. You are not doing anything to this person. I'm not even sure you're thinking about them. You're just doing you feels violent to this person. They're literally having physical symptoms because you're choosing yourself. You're moving in your own time. You're moving in your own energy. And you just could give a hoot about what's going on with that person. They feel like you tricked them. They feel like when it started off, you was this little sensitive empath, and all of a sudden you jumped up and became this, whatever you are now, this monster, arrogant, self-sufficient, or distant, or whatever they're calling you. This person is boiling hot. They feel like you tricked them. They feel like when you were in a more empathetic energy with this person, and when you were more available to center them, this person put all of their tools, all of their eggs in your basket. They believed that you were going to be the one to come through for them. So they may have told some of their other little chippies on the side. They may have told them, go ahead and go about your business, because I done found the one for me. This person, I'm just gonna tell you what it's giving. It is giving this person misread you as a doormat and they just gave up all their other situations hinged on the fact that they had found the perfect person to take their BS. Straight like that. They had found the perfect person to put up with their crap. They were very excited, and they were like, okay, I'm in business now. I am in business. I have found the perfect person that's going to let me do whatever I want to do, baby. I can lay back in vacation mode because I done finally hit up on it. This person is not going to expect anything of me but to have fun, lay back. Being with them is like a getaway. You didn't like being with them like that. For you being with them, 5 of Cups energy, for you being with them like that put you in grief. You was mourning the real you. When you was in this relationship with this person, you were literally mourning the real you. You were literally sitting back sometimes saying, what happened to me? And I don't think that your hurt was because of them. I think that your hurt about who you had been was coming from somewhere else. Like you might have just lost a particular job, or maybe something didn't quite go your way. So you were in a period where you were a little down when you even met this person. You wasn't really being yourself when you met this person. So the version of you that they thinking like, why they being like this now? This is the real you. This is the real you. You can pass out an icy goodbye and a heartbreak. You somebody that can hang up the phone on somebody quick and go in the house. Hermit energy, baby. Go in the house and hibernate. Get you a book. Girl, get you a good plate of plantains or something like that. And you don't have to talk to nobody. You don't have to talk to nobody. This man crossed your path. So y'all was talking. But you weren't in the full version of yourself back in April or whatever April you met him in. Maybe one of y'all was born in April, something to do with April. Whenever you came in contact with him, you weren't being the person that you were being, girl. That wasn't you anyway. Your strength wasn't with you at that time. You was kind of all out of it, out of sorts. You're usually very strong. Somebody might be high in Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Shout out to the Sagittarius. You might have been coming out of a love affair at that time, something that left you hurt. You may have found out that somebody was not exactly who you thought they were. And you kind of ended up, falling out of graces with someone, which you didn't mean to do. So you were stagnant at that time. You were at a place in your life where you were a little stagnant, feeling stuck, feeling out of sorts, drifting. Maybe spending a little too much time in the nightlife, girl, and you ran into him down here at one of these singles bars. If you like Golden Girls, I know I mentioned Golden Girls the other day. For my fellow Golden Girls, y'all know where Blanche Devereaux used to be. That little single spot where she used to meet them. She had a couple of little single spots that she used to run into men on that nightlife. The Hacienda Hut and the Rusty Anchor. Girl, you was down there. You was down there to the Rusty Anchor during your big one and ran into this fool when you should have been in isolation, rebuilding. You should have been in isolation. You shouldn't have been down there at the Hacienda Hut. You shouldn't have been down there at the Rusty Anchor. Girl, you should have been with Rose at the Grief Center. Something that was going to work. Girl, trying to help some people feel alive. Trying to help some people stand on business. But all jokes aside, when you were going through whatever you were going through, the way you chose to spend your time wasn't the best. Somebody might have spent a lot of their time just going out, having a lot of drinks, partying. Some of y'all might have just been sitting in the house, kind of doing the online dating thing from home, all types of stuff, kikiing with people online. And you ran into somebody that just, whatever period of time, like when you was at your somewhat lowest, you ran into somebody because you was looking for somebody to stand by you. You was tired of being like, kind of the wallflower type standing back. And you said, I'm just going to go out here and try to find someone. But you weren't feeling like yourself. 8 of Cups energy. You weren't feeling like yourself when you did that. You weren't feeling like yourself. You were feeling like, you had just left some things behind. Somebody might have also left you behind. And you weren't yourself. You were kind of in this widow's energy. Feeling left behind. Feeling like, I could have done things differently. I should have done things differently. And in walks this fool. And you were just more susceptible to him because of it. And he was trying to hang on. He thought he had him one. That's what happened. He thought he had him one. He thought he had him one. That's the real tea. He thought he had him one. Okay? And this man is still trying to linger in your energy. He is still trying to linger in your energy. Sad truth. He is still trying to linger in your energy. He really can't get out of your energy. We see trapped and tied up. He kind of can't get out of your energy. He's stuck. Stuck in your energy. Stuck trying to figure out at what point in the story you allegedly switched up on him. Okay? At what point in the story you allegedly switched up on him and the real you went missing? Where is the real you? Why you fake now? Why you phony now? Where's the real you at? I thought we had something for real. Like, what happened to the real you? The you that I used to love. You used to be so sweet. You used to be so nice. Now you act like you don't even want to be around me. Why we can't be snowed in together? It's snowy season. It's winter. I want to come through. Like, you got me out here looking like a fool. You got me. You the person I had hinged my whole everything on. And it turns out you stubborn. It turns out I can't bank on you. I can't rely on you. You bucking and then threw me out into the woodwork. When I was thinking that I was just going to slowly vacate my way through life and prove my value on you being my mule. Lo and behold, you're not even that type of person. I had you all wrong. But those was his secret desires. Those was his secret desires. Thinking that he was going to get away with taking advantage of one of the divine collective. How? How? Even if you hadn't have just fell off with him because you got back to being you, even if that hadn't have happened, baby, your spirit team wasn't finna let that happen. They was going to break that up. You wasn't going to be with him whether you was trying to be with him or not. But he thought he had found him a easy route to smooth sailing. Love potion, baby. I'm going to take it easy on her dime. No, ma'am. That whole plan fell to his knees. He was not, no way. The whole plan fell to his knees. Everything came full circle when a firestorm broke out, baby. Girl, one day a firestorm broke out. One day a firestorm broke out. Baby, one day, something happened. What happened? Spirit, what happened? King of Swords came out. This man thought he knew you. He thought he knew you, and he thought he knew exactly what to expect. He thought he knew you. This man thought that first of all, he thinks he knows everything about everybody. This is that type of masculine that will sit up and brag about how he's such a good judge of character. Whole time he's never really dealt with anybody out the divine collective like that. So you might be a good judge of their character. What do they have to do with us, baby? Nothing. Nothing. You're a good judge of them over there. Justice was served. Okay, this man thought he knew what was going on when that firestorm broke out. He thought he knew what to expect. He thought he knew what you was all about. But that firestorm broke out because inside of you is always that light worker. It's always that light being. I don't care how mad you are. I don't care how much it seems like life ain't really lifing right now. I don't care about any of that. At the end of the day, that light worker energy in you is always going to be that light worker energy in you. That's who you are. It's not what you want to be. It's not who you hope to be. It's who you are. You're always going to show up at the end of the day as that starseed light worker energy because you pray too much, because you're too ascended, because you're too healed. Even when you fall, you're going to rise. That's just the way you work. You put in too much hard work on yourself in terms of your internal value, in terms of how you see yourself, in terms of how you show up to the world, in terms of how you feel about you. It was only so much he was going to be able to get away with before everything was going to transform and it was going to be a firestorm of some kind, baby, because you was going to take it back to where it was supposed to be. Okay? You went into the situation, you did believe that there was going to be some kind of celebration. You thought that maybe you had found you a sweetheart. You thought that maybe you had found a man for you. But when you saw what you needed to see, you walked away. You got out of the way. However you did it, though, it really broke this man's heart. And that's really what we're seeing here is heartbreak. It's like, as far as how we're picking it up, how we're picking up on the energy. This is somebody who, yeah, their ego is bruised, but you know, for a narcissist, their ego is about as close as you're going to get to heartbreak. So for him, he's embarrassed. He's humiliated. He's in unease and he's in dis-ease and unrest over you, over the way it happened. He's emotionally in a dark place. He feels like he got divorced, thrown away, rejected, tossed out back. He feels like he didn't survive the storm. He feels like he was let down and punctured and wounded some kind of way. He feels like he was betrayed. 5 of Swords energy. Thank you for the confirmation, Spirit. He feels like he was betrayed, let down. That maybe you was competing with him all the time as a fellow narcissist and you stuck him before he could stick you. You couldn't have been the sweet light worker that he met. You couldn't have been that empath that he met. You must have been in some type of other energy that he couldn't pick up on. It must have been something he overlooked when he sat back and tried to calculate on you and assess you. King of Swords energy, 7 of Cups energy. When he sat back and thought he knew how to plot and scheme on you. When he thought he was some grand user. He didn't know you was already spiritually fulfilled and you already had a spiritual concept about yourself. So it was only so long before you picked up on his energy. Because you also stand in Queen of Swords energy, baby. You're very intelligent. You understand the things you see in front of you. You comprehend very well and at a very deep level. You always rise from the ashes. When you speak fully in truth. When you cut with truth. So when you let somebody have it, they're going to be cut down to their soul. Your eyes are sharp. Your third eye is even sharper. You have a sharp spirit team. So what he didn't know was that he had met his match, but he thought he didn't. He thought he had met him a fool. He thought he had met him one he could just get over on, and you was just going to be so happy to be there that you was going to let him do whatever it was he thought he was going to do, but he didn't know, baby. You stand with the whole spirit team around you, spirit team of the most righteous. Okay? You're not even remotely the kind of person that he was going to be able to do his ones and twos on. You don't fit the description. He was in the dark about that. He didn't know you for real. And now that the true you has risen up to the top of the milk, this man feels like he's just been left outside to just bay at your image. You know, to stand around, look at your Facebook page, maybe try to follow your Facebook page, maybe try to retweet one of your tweets. Something that he thinks he can do that's gonna, you know, make you have to respond to him. I'm not going to outright try to call you back, but if I retweet your tweet, maybe you'll respond to me. I'm not going to outright call you back, but if you see me watching your TikTok live, maybe you'll say something to me. I'm not going to outright say nothing to you, but I'm going to go ahead and, you know, you like somebody's comment, I'm going to like it too, and maybe you'll notice, you know, he's in that type of energy because remember, a narcissist always has to be getting adored. So just to come to someone and say, I adore you, I would like your company, you're never going to see them do that. They're going to always try to exploit the humanity of the collective, or that's just who they are. So what this man is really upset with you about is that your divine realness just ended his let's get to the point. He wanted to destiny swap. He wanted all of your goodness, your righteousness, your blessings, your spirit team, your favor, your patience, your beauty. He wanted to utilize all of those things for himself, and he wanted you to be a resource and a tool in his life. And then he found out, and then he effed around and found out, okay? And that's the bottom line of what he's really upset about. The firestorm that broke out was you fell back. You spoke your truth and you fell back. You might have done it real, you know, you was cool. You was smooth with it. You might have done it in a kind of high value way. 3 of Pentacles energy, you stated your claim. You let them know how you felt. You had the support of your friends telling you like, girl, no, go on let them know what's tea. And you did that. And return to your space of righteousness. Return to your space as a light worker. Return to your space as one to be respected, a divine counselor, a divine teacher. You descended and then you rose again. That's what the dark feminine is always going to do. Okay? Any divine energy, that's what you're going to do. We're going to always crucify us, humiliate us, do whatever. We're going to rise. That's just what the Christ is going to do in any circumstances. Any Christ consciousness energy. You throw all the darts you want. You can hate, you can maim, you can spit, you can lie. We're going to rise again. You don't like what's going on. You don't like me, but still I rise. Okay, shout out to Maya Angelou. But still I rise. Okay? Rest in peace to the elder. Okay? This is why he's really mad. He's mad because you still rise. He thought he had you. He thought he pegged you. He thought he was finna get in a destiny swap with you. He thought that you was about to be all about him. Baby, you elegantly, politely, or coldly let him know what was what and fell back and kept rising. And kept rising. Queen of Wands. Standing in your truth, shining bright like the sun. Fire energy once again. You just kept rising. You don't look like you were ever affected by him. It doesn't look like you ever knew him or ever dated him. See, he wants to be checking your page for signs of trouble. No, I just can't never find the right man. So you can feel like, she's sick over me. Every time I think I got my life on track, she's sick over me. He ain't seeing none of that. He looking on your page and seeing you rise. Rise and rise. Rise and shine. Because you got divine protection. You're not going to get bogged down and broken like a karmic. That don't happen to you. That doesn't happen to the collective. And still you rise, okay? And still you rise, girl. Look at that again. 9 of Pentacles. Getting money. All he's seeing on your page is vitality. All he's seeing is wealth, vitality, passion. Somebody is just steadily leveling up. It's like you're getting prettier. That's all he's seeing. That's all he's seeing. That's all he's gonna see. That's literally, thank you so much, Spirit, for that confirmation. To a source, that's all he's gonna see. He's just gonna see you leveling up. His days of crossing your path is over. He's literally just gonna sit out in the streets, in the alleyways, and watch you level up. That's it. There's nothing else left for him to do in your life. He gotta eat that, okay? If you have enjoyed this divine feminine tarot tea, girl, please go ahead, do like it, do share it, do subscribe it, do hype me up. Do not be afraid to hit that bell so you can be here every single time me and the T-Team be up in here, getting it in with all of these good old tarot messages. Hey, baby, if you would like a personal reading from me, girl, please go ahead and hit me up at dftarottea@gmail.com. Also, if you would like to, go ahead and let me know you checked out Pretty Princess Promises and Prosperity Petitions Tarot, my other station, our soft life station. I done told y'all, we get to the tea over here. This is predominantly dark feminine energy. We get to the tea, we have a ball, we set them straight. But on the Pretty Princess Promises and Prosperity Petitions station, y'all, we just have a ball over there. Like, it's soft life energy, it's princess energy, and we're manifesting the highest possible frequency for ourselves over there. And it's it's just soft femininity through and through. Be sure to go over there and check it out. Okay, also, if you would like to let me know also that you're still in the building, please put 2403 in the comment section, because it was exactly 24 minutes and 3 seconds when I said what I said. Also, if you would like to, go ahead and make a little love offering to this channel, girl, so I can give me a little cheese or something like that to eat with my tea. Okay, so a little cheese or something to put with my tea. Y'all know what's good? It's turmeric tea. I need to start putting some of this stuff. I'm telling y'all, need to check some of this stuff out. Turmeric tea, y'all. I forget who it's by, but baby, I tell you, that gets all that inflammation out you. You be feeling good, like you don't even realize you need it till you've had it. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember, try to remember, put that in the comment section, y'all. I mean, in the on the little tags. Go get you some turmeric tea, yeah. And as always, I will catch y'all in the next one.